I'm interrupting a sick Madden run for this because I was thinking, why do we have monuments? I mean, that's insane, right? Everything. You go to Washington, D.C., and there are monuments to all sorts of people. And it got me thinking, why would somebody do that? Because I would never think to do that. I would never think to eternalize Abraham Lincoln or Thomas Jefferson or George Washington. Like, I would never think to eternalize all these things because all it does is it causes people to think the government is some grand thing when really it messes up more than it fixes. I mean, if we go back and we look at ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and we look at the pyramids and we say, oh, the pyramids are neat, but then if you examine the purpose of them, I mean, they were monuments to their rulers. And that's kind of what we're doing in Washington, D.C. And I think when you go there, you're kind of enraptured by the whole aura of the place. You know, you're like, wow, this place is great. This is like the seat of our government. But it's like this crystal city that's just throwing decrees out to the rest of the country. And I, for one, don't think that we need one city telling us what to do all the time. It seems ridiculous. And it sounds un-American. But really, it's one of the most American things you can do is dissent against your government. I mean, that's what we were built upon, was dissent against our government. If I went home for Christmas and my mom said, hey, John, your dad was a pretty good dad. And so, he fed you and clothed you for a very long time and provided for, pretty much every one of your needs. So we decided that we're going to build a marble statue to him out in the front lawn. And you're going to pay for it. You and your sister and your brother, you're all going to pay for it. And I would say, that's weird. Why would you want a marble statue of Dad in the front lawn? That seems tacky. It seems conceited. It seems like a waste of money. It seems like a waste of time. It seems like a waste of marble. Sorry, Dad. But, it's silly. Well, that example is silly. And maybe you think it's extreme. But how much more silly is it to have all this stuff in Washington, D.C.? Why do I need a big carving of Abraham Lincoln sitting on a chair? To remind me that slavery's bad? I don't need that. Why do I need Thomas Jefferson at the Jefferson Memorial? I mean, I like Thomas Jefferson, I guess. He's an interesting political philosopher, and there are a lot of things he said that I agree with. But I don't think he needs to be enshrined for all eternity in marble any more than I think someone like Julius Caesar needed to be, or the pyramids needed to be built in Egypt. But you know what it is? It's your government and it's my government trying to condition us to think, well, the government is good. Look at these things. Look at this big stone tower and remember how great the government is. Look at this big stone carving of this president and think about how great the government is and think about where you would be without these people. It seems a little counterintuitive to the very idea of America. That is, we're supposed to be in charge of ourselves. It seems like when you go to Washington, D.C., you're going to a city that's created gods for itself, that's created these images of people that you're supposed to stand in awe at and respect everything they ever said as some kind of gospel truth of the universe. Well, really, when you think about it, it's freaking creepy.